registration.
Experience the power of better connection with Connexus Fiber Internet. Connexus delivers ultra-fast, reliable speeds to keep you connected at the speed of life. Whether you're working from home, streaming your favorite shows, or gaming with your friends, Connexus has you covered. Say goodbye to buffering and dropped calls and say hello to fiber fast internet. Ready to upgrade your connection? Sign up today by clicking the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com. Nothing connects us like Connexus.
News time, 7 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Wednesday. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded 8 o'clock newscast, streaming to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Hail damage from last week's severe weather is impacting several Central Illinois residents, and a local insurance agent is warning against contractors from outside the area looking to take advantage of residents looking to make quick work of home repairs. Jay Peterson owns the Peterson Insurance Agency in Clinton and says homeowners likely have had contractors stop by their homes in recent days looking to make deals to take on home repairs. He warns against doing that with contractors you're unfamiliar with.
Had a little hail the other night, so there's parts of town that's got some damage, and I've just been working with our clients to try to see, verify if they have damage and get people out there. Just a little aggravating for a lot of us in the insurance business, not just our agency, but these out-of-towners that come in and go door to door, on these roof claims. And our concern is just down the road if there's a problem with their roof 2 years from now, and what do you do then? So we just advise our people to use somebody local that they know, talk to their agent, and get it handled correctly,
Peterson says not all contractors operate this way. He encourages a conversation with your insurance agent on who would be covered under your policy, and make sure you bring in someone local and reputable.
I'm sure some of them are fine. I'm not going to throw a blanket across all of them and say that they're all, but what happens a lot of them is and we've been telling all of our clients, don't sign anything. Someone will come in and ask you to sign an agreement to have them look at your roof. What that agreement does, some of them, is it gives them the right to turn in a claim for you and to handle that claim for you. It should be between you and your agent, we feel. It shouldn't be a third party negotiating that claim. They can give you an estimate for the damage of your roof or advise you have damage to your roof without you signing anything. So don't sign anything until you're ready to have somebody actually do the job. Some of them have some fees in there that you may have to pay if you don't have them do the work, but it also just gives them a lot of your rights away to them. And there's no reason really to do that. So there's plenty of local and reputable ones from even the Bloomington area and places around us that do the roof. I've seen some vehicles in town this week from all over the place. So just be careful who you work with and talk to your agent, whoever it is, and make sure that you're working with somebody that can handle it. Like I said, down the road, you have problems, then what do you do?
Residents have likely received plenty of flyers on door handles and mailboxes promoting the work of various contractors in the area. Peterson again encourages talking with your agent and letting their staff help you before you enter into any contracts. The Friends of the Warner Library Spring Book Sale is this weekend, and proceeds will help go towards the biggest investment in the Clinton Library yet. Katrina Held with the Friends of the Warner Library indicates the funds raised from this weekend's book sale will help build a shaded area outside for patrons to enjoy.
Yes, we are doing the biggest effort in the history of the Friends. The Friends started in 1977, so that's how big this is. We are raising $5,000 for a pavilion to go over the patio outside. That patio gets used so much as soon as it gets warm, especially during the summer reading events outside. And as we found last summer, it is hot. So we got to raise $5,000 to get that done. We're using a local company to make that happen and do the concrete work. Our book sale is great. It alone cannot raise the $5,000. Okay. So we wanted to call on our community businesses and patrons to also donate whatever they can. We have a rough deadline of May 1st so that we can get this pavilion built and up by the time it gets hot. It's about a 4 to 6 week project. It's all ready. We have done the down payment, so we are committed, and we're just looking for a lot of help from the community to get this thing built. So it's open air when you think of like pavilion. It's metal. It's open on all sides.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a gable roof, and it's going to be maroon to match the aesthetics and the town color. And it will have the potential later, the way that it's built, to the future, we can look to add electricity and lights and whatnot to it.
Oh, nice. The spring book sale takes place Friday from noon to 7 and Saturday from 9 to 3. The book sale includes the $1 a bag sale on Saturday, as well as deals for educators and homeschool families. Learn more by finding the Friends of the Warner Library on Facebook. You can also follow all things Warner Library by visiting vwarner.org on Facebook or find them on most social media platforms. The distraction of cell phones in school is becoming a chronic issue for educators, and while some districts have taken it upon themselves to address it, a proposal from the state of Illinois could force the issue for those that haven't. Mary Vogt, superintendent of Bemint Schools, explains Bemint Schools already have policies regarding cell phone usage. She notes a majority of her teachers have a spot in their classroom for phones to be kept during class time.
One of the things that will impact us is the potential for, statewide cell phone bans in schools, because right now, pre-K through 8, our students are not allowed to have cell phones out or on. That's just the rule. High school, they are allowed to have their phones out during passing period and at lunchtime. I would say 90%, if not even 100% of my high school teachers all have a spot in their classroom where the students come in, they put their phone in that spot. That's just how it is, because there's not a need for them to be on their phone during class time. So if the cell phone ban goes through, that's not something that I feel like we will particularly have a challenge with, simply because most of our students don't have them out at all anyway. But it'll just be one more thing to manage, and just some of the things that I don't feel like legislators understand the full impact when, then it becomes a discipline issue and gatekeeping, and just one more thing to keep track of.
While Vogt feels phones in classrooms do not need to be regulated at the state level, she says it will make things easier on the district as they'll be forced to follow state law. Time now for a look at this morning's obituaries. 68-year-old Carla Jean Good of Clinton passed away on April 5th. Private services for 68-year-old Carla Jean Good will be held at Oak Park Cemetery in Clinton, with a celebration of life at a later date. In lieu of flowers, the family has requested donations be made to teamrwb.org. The family has entrusted Calvert Funeral Home of Clinton with arrangements. Online condolences can be made to calvertmemorial.com. Ronald Finchhorn passed away April 5th in Normal. Services for Ronald Finchhorn will be from 1 to 3 p.m. April 12th at Hayworth Christian Church. The final 30 minutes of the celebration will be a prayer service in Ron's memory. The celebration visitation will be a time of memories, fellowship, and sharing with people who knew and were affected by him. In lieu of flowers, the family asked plant flowers in his memory or donate to either Mount Hope Funks Grove Fire Department or the Hayworth Christian Church. Ron was cremated, and a private burial will take place at a later date. We stream to Facebook and YouTube on this Wednesday, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. A look at local sports comes up next on The Morning Show.
Breathing problems can affect every aspect of your life. Breathe easier with Gibson Area Hospital Pulmonology Clinic and Dr. Ismail Bobat, now providing pulmonology health services to DeWitt County at Warner Hospital in Clinton. Dr. Bobat is an expert at identifying and treating pulmonology health conditions. Get the right diagnosis and treatment for your breathing problem with an experienced pulmonologist. For healthier breathing, book an appointment in Clinton today. Call 217-784-2212.
Serve Pro of Piatt DeWitt Counties for fire and water restoration, reconstruction, and now duct cleaning to keep your air healthy. Find out how they can help you by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Netflix buffering, YouTube spinning, devices not connecting, Zoom calls dropping. Ugh, it's frustrating. Let's end your frustration by signing up for fiber internet in Clinton. Click the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report. In a game heard here on WHOW and all our digital platforms, the Clinton Maroons beat Meridian 10-1 in Central Illinois Conference high school baseball action on Tuesday from Clinton High School. The Maroons were led by Jack Manning, who went 3 for 5 with 2 runs and an RBI. Josh Bass was 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs, while Ryan Pine finished 2 for 4 and had an RBI. Cole Fentress finished 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored and was the serve pro of Piatt-DeWitt County's player of the game. The Hawks were led by Wyatt Martin, who put up the only run of the game, finishing 1 for 3 for Meridian. Brady Stauffer allowed 3 hits and a run in his 2 2/3 innings of relief. He struck out 4 and walked 2. Grady Stock started the first 4 innings, allowing 7 runs. He walked 3 and struck out 4. With the win, the Maroons improved to 4-3, while Meridian falls to 0-8. Tune in at 4:30 this afternoon when the Lady Maroons take on Fisher in high school softball action. Hear the action on WHW and all its digital platforms. In a game heard on WEZC and online at DeWittDailyNews.com, Monticello used a 4-run 4th inning to break open an 11-1 win over Bismarck-Henning Tuesday in non-conference high school baseball action in Monticello. Colton Vance's 3-run double capped the inning. Eli Kraft got the Sages on the board with a 2-run double in the first, and Monticello added 2 more runs in the second to lead 4-0. Leading 5-0, Vance cleared the bases with a rocket just over the glove of Jackson Spicer at third base for Bismarck-Henning. The Blue Devils got on the board in the top of the 6th on a home run by designated hitter Micah Stanford. Caden Kellermanick doubled following the Stanford home run, and the Blue Devils had runners at first and second with nobody out, but could not tack on any more runs. The rally was shut down by Hayden Romano, who fired 5 innings of 1-run relief for the Sages. The junior struck out 8, allowed just 3 hits, and issued 2 walks. Illinois commit Ike Young worked 2 scoreless innings at the start of the game for Monticello. He issued just 1 walk and struck out 5. Carter Foran finished 2 for 3 with a walk and 2 runs scored at the top of the order for the Sages. Dawson Gitros was 2 for 3 with a walk and 3 runs scored. Young reached base 3 times, all on walks. Colton Vance was 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs, and Kraft finished 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Romano's impressive pitching performance earned him the Serve Pro of Piatt-DeWitt County's Player of the Game. The Sages are 8-2 overall. They will host Taylorville this afternoon. Gunnar Larner's 2-run double gave Maroa-Forsyth a walk-off win over Petersburg Porta AC Central in Sangamo Conference high school baseball action in Forsyth on Tuesday. The Trojans scored 4 runs in the final frame to come from behind and 3 runs down. Before Larner's heroics, Ace Giles scored 2 runs with a single. The rally happened with 2 outs and was set up by Caden Blunk and Mitch Williams, back-to-back singles. Then Tate Brendenberg reached on an error to load the bases. Giles brought in 2 with the single, setting the stage for Larner's walk-off. Larner and Giles each finished 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Williams was 2 for 4 with a run scored, while Grady Rose drove in a run for the Trojans. Camden Trendler picked up the win in relief for Maroa-Forsyth with an inning and a third hitless innings. He struck out 1 and walked 1. The Trojans are 6-3 overall and start 1-0 in the Sangamo. They will travel to Athens on Thursday. Argenta Oriena made quick, easy work of Fisher in a 16-5, 4.5 inning run rule win Tuesday in non-conference high school baseball action in Argenta. Carson West and Jackson Finch finished 2 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs to pace the Bombers. Lucas Camfield and Mason Markham each drove in 2 runs apiece. The Bombers used a 9-run second inning to open up a 13-0 lead. Argenta Oriena improves to 5-3 overall. They will take on Oakland Tri-County on Thursday. Carter Clark fired a complete game and led Mount Pulaski to an 8-2 win in non-conference high school baseball action from Arthur on Tuesday. Clark allowed 2 runs on 5 hits with a walk and 6 strikeouts. The Hilltoppers used steady offense to gradually pull away. Aaron Volley led the way, going 3 for 4 with an RBI. Chance Payne was 2 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs. Clark helped his own cause, finishing 2 for 4 with a double and 2 runs batted in. Eric Cooper doubled and drove in a run. Mount Pulaski is 4-2. They will travel to Petersburg for a matchup with Porta AC Central on Wednesday. A 9-run second inning did in Lincoln in a 14-4 5-inning run rule loss to Rochester in Central State 8 high school baseball action on Tuesday in Lincoln. Lincoln led 1-0 after a run in the first, but the Rockets would score 14 of the final 16 runs to pull out the easy win. Ashton Corley and Parker Grau had 2 hits apiece, while Drew Hayes drove in 2 for the Rail Splitters. Lincoln is 3-7 overall and 1-3 in the CS8. They will host Chatham Glenwood on Wednesday. Annalise Thompson led Clinton with 2 hits, including a double, but her offense was the highlight of limited output for the Lady Maroons in an 11-1 defeat at Meridian against Meridian on Tuesday in Central Illinois Conference high school softball action in Clinton. The Lady Hawks scored 7 runs in the 6th inning and went up 11-0. Riley Fentress walked twice, while Hadley Humble scored the only run for Clinton. The Lady Maroons are 2-4 and fall to 0-1 in the CIC. They will host Fisher on Wednesday. Hear the action this afternoon on WHOW and online at DeWittDailyNews.com. Tri-Valley answered an early Monticello surge and did not look back in a 13-7 slugfest win in high school softball action from Downs on Tuesday. Back-to-back bases-loaded walks got Monticello in front early, followed by an Allie Widener 2-run double to put the Lady Sages up 4-0. But the Lady Vikings hit a leadoff home run in its half of the first inning and went on to add 6 more runs to go up 7-4, and Tri-Valley kept the pressure on the rest of the way. Cassidy Stoffel stayed hot with a 5th-inning 2-run home run that brought the Lady Sages within 12-7. The junior finished 1 for 5. Thea Key was 2 for 4 with a double and an RBI, while Sadie Walsh was 2 for 4. They scored 2 runs apiece. Monticello has lost 2 straight after opening the season with 8 consecutive wins. They are 8-2 overall and will host Oakwood on Thursday. Hear the action on 95.9 FM WEZC and online at DeWittDailyNews.com. Danny Hovey was terrific in circle and led Maroa-Forsyth past Petersburg Porta AC Central 8-2 in Sangamo Conference high school softball action on Tuesday in Forsyth. Hovey allowed 2 unearned runs with just 1 strikeout while issuing 4 walks and permitting 5 hits. Peyton Torbert led the Lady Trojans at the plate, finishing 2 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs. Hovey was 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. Taylor Crouch was 2 for 2 with a double and 2 runs scored, while Callie Kaler was 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Maroa-Forsyth improves to 6-2 overall. They start 1-0 in the Sangamo. They'll travel to Athens on Thursday. Sydney Ditchin had 4 hits, including a home run, but Havana outlasted Hayworth 12-11 in non-conference high school softball action from Havana on Tuesday. Ditchin was 4 for 5 with 3 RBIs to lead the Lady Hornets. Grace Streens was 2 for 4 with a homer and 2 RBIs. Haley Rogers was 2 for 4 with a double and 4 RBIs for Hayworth. Havana jumped out to a 5-0 lead, but the Lady Hornets would answer with 2 runs apiece in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings to go up 6-5. The Lady Ducks scratched across 6 runs in the 5th inning to pull away. Havana held a 12-6 lead going to the final frame, but a valiant Hayworth comeback fell just short as they scored 5 runs to nearly erase the 6-run deficit. Hayworth drops to 2-5 overall. They will travel to Leroy for a Heart of Illinois Conference tilt today. Haley Ferriel finished a pitcher's duel with a run-scoring single in the bottom of the 7th inning as Tri-City Sangamon Valley walked off Argenta Orion a 1-0 in a classic high school softball game from Buffalo Tuesday. Lily Woodworth and Elisa Armstrong were tremendous in circle for each side. Woodworth twirled 7 shutout innings with 9 strikeouts and permitted 4 hits for the Lady Tornadoes, while Armstrong allowed just a run on 7 hits with 4 strikeouts and issued 2 walks for the Lady Bombers. Gracie Manning, Karma Giles, Piper Jones, and Sophia Wickland had hits for our Lady Bombers fall to 2-6 overall. They will have a game on Thursday. Daniel Pasella recorded 4 RBIs, including career RBI number 150, as Illinois State blew out Illinois 14-4 Tuesday at Duffy Bass Field. With 4 RBIs Tuesday, Pasella moves his career total to 153 as a Redbird, the 4th most in program history. His run-scoring single in the first was RBI number 150 of his Redbird career and put ISU up 1-0. Braden Bakes' 2-run double made it 3-0. Then Graham Mestros added a sac fly for a 4-0 lead. Colin Jennings got the Illini on the board with an RBI single in the third. The Redbirds poured it on with 6 runs in the third, highlighted by RBI doubles from Judah Morris, Josh Outlaw, and Luke Stolga. A run-scoring single from Mastros and a bases-loaded walk by Pasella made it 10-1. Will Johannes brought home a run on a sac fly in the fourth. Then a ground out from Grant Ross scored a run, followed by an RBI triple from Jack Zebig to cut the Illini deficit to 10-4. An RBI single by Daniel Contreras and a sac fly from Stolga made the score 12-4 after 4 innings. The Redbirds would walk it off in the 8th on a 2-run double by Pasella to end the game via run rule. Pasella was 4 for 5 with a pair of doubles and 4 RBIs. Bakes was 3 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs. Mastros was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs for ISU. Vitas Valensuis was the lone Illini to put together a multi-hit effort, finishing 2 for 3 with a walk. Illinois went just 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position. The Fighting Illini returned to Illinois Field for a Big Ten series against Indiana, while Illinois State welcomes Evansville to Normal for a 3-game weekend Missouri Valley Conference series. Get sports anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com.